Brought to you by stationhousecoffee.com and Ting.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
The Lovebirds movie on Netflix, starring Issa and Kumail Nanjiani. A fun comedy. Just kind of came out of nowhere like movies do nowadays, now that movie theaters don't exist and streaming services are all that's available. Movies just kind of drop because Netflix doesn't really promote stuff. They just release stuff, and then you see it, featured on the top of the page. So this was featured on the top of the page. I'm a big fan of Kumail Nanjiani. The Big Sick was great. He's great in everything he's done. Recently, seeing him as in cameos on Community. Was he in Parks and Rec too? It seems like there may have been an episode where he was in Parks and Rec. But he's everywhere. He's hilarious. He's going to be a superhero, so he's jacked in this, although it's not feature part of his character necessarily. I think the character in this movie, he actually makes fun of people that work out a lot, but you can clearly tell by his face that he is way shredded compared to the Silicon Valley days of Kumail Nanjiani. And Issa Rae is just amazing. They have a great chemistry. They play a couple. It starts off the movie kind of setting up their relationship. I thought was really well done. They have a great chemistry, I felt. But yeah, it starts off setting up the relationship, and then, fast forward to current day, and they're bickering, they're arguing about one of my favorite guilty pleasures, The Amazing Race, on how, thinking that they would be successful as a couple. But it makes for a really fun argument, a really kind of like a fun, ridiculous argument that you would have with a significant other. And they're going to a dinner party, and that's when the movie really takes off, because they get involved in a situation, which you see in the trailer, where they accidentally hit a guy on a bike, and there's craziness going on, and cop comes and kind of confiscates their car, although the cop is in plain clothes and looks kind of scraggly, and it's just like a crazy situation. Like, I don't know, if I'm driving and I accidentally hit somebody on a bike, and then the guy on the bike gets up and says, "I'm good," and then takes off, and then another guy who looks homeless comes to try and steal my car, I would feel like I'm being carjacked 100%. This is a scam they do. The guy on the bike takes the hit, and then the other guy gets in your car, says he's a cop. Who knows how often that works, but in this case it worked, and they go on this chase that leads to a murder, and the guy who is driving runs off, and now Kumail and Issa are both non-white people, so already dealing with a lot of issues concerning the law, the police. People get killed for nothing. So your car being used in a murder is definitely something that may not go well for you. So they panic, and that's how the movie starts. They kind of just panic and run away, and now they're kind of on the run, trying to figure out what to do next. So it's kind of a fun story. Most of this movie is just seeing Issa and Kumail play off each other and go through these crazy situations and have their relationship bickering on camera, and it's really fun because they're both funny people. They're both hilarious. I would imagine a lot of this script is improv. I just imagine that certain scenes, there's a scene where they're trying to break a window. I thought it was just a funny movie overall, and their chemistry and their bickering is play off each other so well. So I would not be surprised if it's that style where the director just lets him run on takes and just kind of come up with funny shit. The overall story and plot, how they're trying to track things down, is kind of like it's almost overly complicated for the movie. Like it's like people trying to blackmail rich people who are part of a sex club kind of a thing. But it leads them to funny situations, because that's all that really matters. The fact that the plot and the kind of storyline and the hurdles that they're trying to overcome, trying to kind of uncover why this one guy took their car to murder this other guy on a bike. Just fun. It's fun. Towards the end, like they end up through a course of things. When they first found the guy on the bike, to go check out, see if he's okay, his phone, he dropped his phone, and they're like, oh shit, you dropped your phone. So they like are gonna go give it to him, but then the car gets stolen. So they have his phone, and that ends up needing to be hacked so they can get into it and see what this guy knew. So they go to the originally scheduled like dinner party that they were going to when all this stuff happened, and then they like went to a diner. They like went to all these different places and kind of started this investigation, getting in more trouble. And they have to go to this dinner party because one of the guys, who is a joke thief, is also a tech wizard and can hack into phones. That was when they show up to that party. That's when the movie, just the weakest kind of writing takes over, I would say. And it's still fun. It's still funny. But like the situation, not that the situations up until that point were super realistic and plausible, but at the same time, they're like, I don't know, it felt weak. Like the whole kind of, they come up with this story to get him, instead of just asking him to unlock this phone. It's all like Kumail has been boxing. That's why he's a little beat up from all these fights that he's been getting in. And that, oh no, he forgot his password to the phone. They need to call his doctor, and he needs to. So it's kind of weak, but I don't really care. I mean, that's probably the weakest part of the movie, them trying to convince this guy to hack the phone. But it's a means to an end. So they get the phone hacked. They go to like this kind of cult sex party thing, like Eyes Wide Shut style, that ends up not going as planned. Like that's a funny scene. The sex club scene. That's the scene where they're breaking into the jock frat boy apartment. Is funny. It's just really, there's a lot of funny scenes in this, but that towards the end it kind of falls apart when they're trying to wrap everything up. There's a scene where, so the cops come in and they bust this sex party and they end up getting arrested. But what happens is, the twist is that the cops knew the whole time that they weren't involved in the murder, and they were just trying to get them and protect them, to make sure that the murder. So it's like, in a way, what should be the most realistic thing is that the cops not automatically thinking, like actually acting as if people are innocent until proven guilty, right? Like that kind of fairy tale world. But not only that, but like specifically towards minorities. So that's, in a way, the most unrealistic twist in this movie, is that the cops have a heart. I don't know, like they're doing their job correctly, I guess you could say, as opposed to so many. But it's like this scene where you're stressed out because there's other murders that have happened, not because of them, but the murderer is trying to track them down, and he's also trying to track down these pictures, and probably the phone too. So there's like a wake of destruction behind them that they could easily be pinned for, which I almost wish. I guess I don't wish the cops had accused them initially, but it was kind of, it like definitely relieved a lot of the pressure of the movie once that happened. So interview him or whatever, and then they get a ride back to their house, and the cops are going to watch over them. But the homeless looking dude who stole their car and murdered the dude on the bike is in this car. Spoilers, obviously spoilers. Come on. So there's a little twist there at the another twist at the end that makes it like, oh no, but it's like a twist that for sure I've seen in like 20 movies where like, oh, there's a dirty cop and at the end he almost gets him again. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. It is a fun ride. It's well paced. Despite how kind of basic the ending is in a lot of ways, it's still like just so good because you're rooting for them. I enjoy their relationship. I enjoy their bicker. I enjoy them as like this kind of 48 hours kind of teaming up of criminals on the run, even though they're not criminals. Just a really fun movie overall on Netflix that if you're looking for something fun to watch, unplug from the reality of a quarantine, and hit up The Lovebirds on Netflix. You know how to do it. Be sure to go check out our sponsor, Station House Coffee, on Instagram at stationhousecoffee.com for small batch, single origin, premium coffee, brewed in Vermont, delivered directly to you. Support small business and order your coffee now at stationhousecoffee.com and follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Also, if you're looking for new cell phone service and save some money, you can get $25 in credit by signing up with Ting over at inspireddisorder.com/Ting. That's Ting. It's the same best coverage, same low rates, now with 3 coast-to-coast networks. Go sign up now for $25 of device credit when you sign up through my link, inspireddisorder.com/Ting. That's Ting. New episodes of The Ray Taylor Show come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork and merchandise for this show over at inspireddisorder.com. Follow the show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!